snow.
I can deal with soft serve, like you said last time.
It's all white. It's all white. Okay. You don't like being called that? I want to offend you.
No, you ain't offending me.
I did it only because I thought. Now all the kids exit the room because I have to say something. I didn't know that I could do pink. I didn't know.
Now the question is, what is pink? I'm sure we know the answer to that.
Yeah, the little pink. I didn't know because as a black girl, I'm used to different. You know what I mean? And I thought I liked African. I didn't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, right. Like I didn't know that. First of all, you're really, really, really attractive. You know what I mean? And you have muscles everywhere. Holy, you got big muscles.
Thank
and so, like, you know, it was easy. And your personality.
She just wants me to be red on the camera. I understand.
No, but it's true. But your personality is infectious and amazing, and you're super smart. And I'm like very intelligent, man, because I'm smart myself. So I like to have intellectual conversations. No, not that kind of
No, you are smart.
Like I like to have intellectual conversations and, you know, like to build on things. And so I found that attractive instead of looking at the exterior color so much. Like I didn't even, after like our second or third date, I didn't even think about it.
Which explains why the card, she didn't pay attention to the front of it.
I didn't.
Explains it.
I didn't.
Okay.
But
so
am I adjusting well though?
The adjustment is great. I never thought that there was the truth is, so when I was courting Tamar on the show, of course it was one big crowd of people and you had to try to fight for attention. I didn't really fight because I didn't see that there was a lot of competition, if I'm being honest. But it was different and she would speak about it. So it wasn't like uncomfortable conversations, but she would say, you know, I don't know how you're going to take this. So she was great about how she approached it. And now, you know, I just laugh at it. There's a race flag where she says, oh, that's very Anglo-Saxon or...
But I feel like I have a right to say that because my grandmother's white.
You do.
And so I'm not being, you know, racist.
Okay, so then the burning question is it different being with a white man?
I just told you.
Yeah, that's the difference?
The difference is just cultural things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you guys shampoo your hair every day. I don't know if I could ever, you know, something as black people, that's not something we partake in.
Okay, fair enough. So.
And you shed a little bit, but I don't care about that.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
beard,
it's all like.
Beard.
Anglos do that. Anglos shed.
I can't speak for them. I don't know. I didn't have a bunch of white people around me growing up at all. Anyway, elephant in the room. We all know that
Yes.
We all know that I came to the table with 5 children and an ex-wife and 3 baby mamas. You want to call it 4 baby mamas, whatever you need to justify it. That's fine. Ex-wife is not a baby mother. No. I agree. So my first 2 children.
But they can act like a baby mother.
They could, but we don't have that problem.
We don't. At all.
Ex-wife is with my 2 oldest children, 20 and will be 17. But like, how did you adjust to that? What were your thoughts on me coming to the table with 5 children and an ex-wife and 3 baby mamas? Uh-oh, here we go. Take a sip on that note.
Okay, well, the truth is, when you first said it, that's not how you said it. You said, I'm a divorced father of 5.
Facts, I did say that.
Which makes
that could be very misleading.
Yeah, but which makes things different.
Yeah.
But as I got to know you, and our conversations was it's still fire. But that's one of the things I love about our relationship. We have great conversations. Our conversation was so bomb, and you know, we became friends very, very quickly, like real friends. And I don't know, you know, since my whole transformation, I am not so quick to judge people, you know. And
I love that right away about you.
Yeah, and so like I go off on my own experience, and my experience with you was amazing and phenomenal. And the truth is, everybody knows who's watching. Most of my fans know, my Tamar friends that knows that I always wanted to have a big family, right? And so I just didn't know how they was gonna get here, cause how, Lord, right?
Yeah.
And I also had like fertility issues and things like that. So when everybody was saying, girl, he got 5 kids and 4 baby mamas, I didn't see that as a red flag. I saw that as a blessing. I still see that as a blessing. Because, everybody wants to grow up with their kids. And if we had 5 other kids outside of Logan right now, they'd be little. And we'd just be too old to be chasing behind that. You know what I mean? And so it's great that we get to have good and fun conversations and play games.
For sure.
And enjoy, all of our children together at this age now. So,
the truth is, I didn't think I had a shot on this show before I met you.
Really?
I said, it's very embarrassing to be at the height of your life and make what I consider to be to make reckless decisions. I won't say mistake because my children are not mistakes at all. But I was embarrassed because, I didn't grow up with a father. And it's still very difficult for me to think about how I was careless and reckless 2019, call it a hot boy summer, whatever, but it was stupid and reckless on my part. And to come into the show, meeting you, all I could do was just be honest.
Right.
And the fact that you accepted that, I was blown away. I
Really?
was just like, is this real? Because I thought for sure, like, first episode, take my mask off on Queen's Court is gonna be like, okay, JR, cool. Kind of like Evelyn's response on the show. That was her first.
She said red flag.
Red flag.
He got a whole bunch of kids and, basketball team or whatever.
Completely agree.
Yeah, but I don't, I just think that we do things in our life, and just like there's a cause and effect to things that we do, there's a cause and effect when you're outside.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And, there are things that could have gone down that's worse than kids.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean?
That's fair. But it was difficult. And coming to
So you was embarrassed?
I was super embarrassed.
Why?
It's something that you gave me peace about because, you worked so hard to build a foundation. When you come from nothing, growing up on powdered milk, powdered eggs, your mother is a heroin addict, and your father's not around, you don't want to recreate that cycle. And when you are casual and not careful, the potential for that cycle is greater to be recreated. And so it was very embarrassing for me to talk about that. And, I have all the utmost respect for the mothers of my children, but I was disappointed in me and disappointed in having to explain that. It was even worse trying to explain to Princess, my 20-year-old daughter, Jeremy, my soon-to-be 17-year-old son, like explaining to them, your dad made a mistake not once but twice, or was reckless not once but twice. And so now saying that as an adult is even more kind of, it was challenging, but you gave me peace, and I appreciated the grace that you showed me. Yeah, I appreciated that.
So you was in a relationship, or you was outside?
I was outside, casually outside. And, when my life and things were challenged or changing for the better, and the fruits of my labor and all the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into trying to create generational wealth and providing a different life for my family, I let things in the personal side become very reckless. And that's, to be transparent, I think people need to hear it, that, when you make it to a point where you think you're successful, you got to be even more disciplined.
Yeah, man, because I just feel like when you're handsome and you are like successful, meaning like you got a bunch of money, like the first thing y'all do is get a bunch of bitches. It's true.
Facts.
It's true.
It's true.
And y'all just outside, and everybody don't have the same intention you have. Some people really want to, go home and live the life.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I can say that because, I feel like I've been there. Not with you.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But I was going to say, accepting that you had come with a multitude of people, not just the kids, but their mothers as well. I had to make a decision if I was going to be involved with all of y'all.
You mean the difference between either?
No, all of y'all. You, your kids, and their mamas.
Right.
And I
So what was your approach on that?
I didn't sign up for that. I signed up for you.
Fair.
Right?
That's fair.
And what was important to me is that I created a relationship with the children first. And the reason why is because when you have a bunch of people and a bunch of opinions, because people come with opinions, and everybody doesn't have the same opinion. And I wasn't willing to risk having all of those opinions come in and destroy what we had found with each other. So I felt like it was important to establish a relationship with the kids so that we could have that. You understand what I'm saying? We would have that foundation, me and the kids is what I'm saying.
Sure.
We could have that foundation just in case other opinions were to come in and kind of dilute whatever relationship that we could have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And
I wasn't trying to be rude or anything. I just didn't want to talk to nobody, didn't want to meet nobody, because I just wanted to have a fair chance.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'd imagine that was probably the most challenging decision because, you know, some people would think, well, you should meet the mothers first and then...
But why? I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
I think that's a sense of ownership. Because when you have a kid with somebody, that is the mother or the father. And ultimately, I feel like one of them should always be responsible if the child is in their possession.
That's fair. So I think that brings up a great segue because the topic as of late is what's her name? Ari.
And G Herbo.
Right. So apparently. Go ahead.
That did happen.
Okay.
So y'all know the story. Let me tell you the story. So what had happened was Ari had called the baby. The baby did not answer the phone. So she was looking for her child.
Okay.
I guess she said she had called the baby.